It is time for the conversation on the Alte Hexot Show with the Radio God. We've got two amazing people in the building, the bosses. I mean, whom else would you rather have have a conversation about the music business than Bada and Dotun? All right, so I'm just gonna let you guys introduce yourselves. Let's start with Bada. Yeah.
All right. Hi Lagos. Good afternoon. My name is Bada Kinsude Johnson. A humble servant of people in the music industry, especially music TV. So I humbly serve as country manager for VIACOM CBS, humbly serving in my capacity across our channels, MTV Base, MTV, BET, Comedy Central, and a couple other, opportunities to serve.
I like the humility in that. Very, very humble.
now you have made me like people.
All right, Dotun, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Lagos. My name is Adi Dotun Adekombi. Marketing, music, and editorial associate for Trace in Nigeria. Basically in Anglophone West Africa, so it covers Nigeria, Ghana.
All right.
Trying to be as humble as what I just said now.
I mean. All right, so let's go straight into it. I don't want us to waste time because last week we had so much to say and time wasn't enough. So let's go straight into it. The topic for today is the future of going digital. Basically, how sustainable is it for artists? So first of all, we're going to define what being digital is for artists. So who's going to start first? But everybody's going to speak. So let's start with Dotun.
So I mean, essentially, going digital for artists is basically like everything that has to do with your brand online. You understand? So from your music to your craft to your promotions to entirely like what makes your brand very unique online. Do you understand? So essentially, that's what going digital for artists means.
All right, amazing. Let's hear from that.
Yeah, I think it speaks to a very critical part of it, which is your footprint, your presence online, what the brand represents on the digital space. But more importantly is your ability to monetize that brand through your work. So it speaks to how you're able to generate income through your musical work, the kinds of licensing or licenses that are available for you to kind of like monetize your music across TV, film, streaming, downloads, CDs, even up to radio and TV, sort of revenues that you're able to earn, from publishing as well, across multiple platforms. So it is understanding that ecosystem and how it works, away from the analog days when it was all offline. You're talking shows, you're talking selling actual CDs on the street and all those things. So we're in a digital age, especially now, expedited in the growth, really expedited by coronavirus over the last 4 to 7 months now, if I'm correct. Artists, creators haven't been able to do anything on the ground because we haven't been able to gather, we haven't been able to have shows and all of those things. So it emphasizes the need for artists out there to understand how to make money digitally, without having to be physically present. So that's what it is.
All right. So how bad is it for artists that don't have a digital footprint right now? How bad is it? Let them know, because I know a couple of artists that will still bring their CDs. It's not like it's a bad thing to bring your CD to the radio station, but I mean, how about you just send me like a link to listen to it? So like, how bad is it for artists who do not have a digital footprint right now?
Let's call it what it is. It's tragic. It's an absolute disaster.
Yeah, please come close to the microphone. You can pull it out.
Okay.
So in terms of revenues, I don't know that there's any artist that can survive, or there's anyone who can survive without making money, off what they are creating. And so if before now you didn't have a stream of income that was solid digitally, you would have struggled to pay your bills within this period. We're talking 6-7 months now. Even those who had great savings would have almost totally depleted them in that time. It's a very long time to not be earning significant monies. And unfortunately, I don't know that we have up to 10% of the entire music ecosystem who's making sustainable income digitally in Nigeria. Tragically, most of our artists are still very, very analog driven. And it's, let's be honest, not entirely due to their fault. If you don't have an international appeal, if you don't have a pipeline to the international music market yet, you will struggle in these times, because if you look at the consumption of content within the Nigeria space, specifically within Nigeria, so what I'm saying is, if you are not an artist that is known on the continent or known in Europe, in America, you might be struggling, for the simple reason that Nigeria has a peculiarity. So most of your fan base in Nigeria will not buy your music digitally. They won't stream your music digitally. The numbers that are coming out from, let's say, let's take YouTube as an example. You know, you have the Burners and Davidos and Wizkids only having 5% of their views from Nigeria. 95% of it is from France, UK, and the US, to be specific. So that tells you that if majority of the people that are following you are in Nigeria, you may not be making money digitally. Because
not me. Is it me? You will not. You will not. If 5%, what?
Just 5%, yes. And that's because we have a peculiarity of still low internet penetration. And where there is internet penetration, what people are doing on the internet is they're communicating. They're not consuming content. So they're using WhatsApp and all those apps to communicate. They're not necessarily downloading or streaming music. So it's Nigerians, Africans in the diaspora that are streaming music. So if you don't appeal to those people, you will be stuck. So that's the reality now. But things are going to improve, we hope, as Nigerians have more disposable income. It's not like Nigerians are allergic to streaming music. It's just that they don't have the money to. They've got, you know, the basics of life to take care of first. They've got to feed. They've got to put clothes over their bodies. They've got to pay rent. And until Nigerians are able to do all of that and still have some change in the pocket to spend on entertainment, they won't be able to spend a lot of money on streaming and all those things. It's the reason why even video streaming platforms, video on demand platforms are still very limited in penetration in Nigeria. So if you depend on Nigerians to spend money on your music digitally, you may be depending on the wrong people. You need Nigerians,
you need the international market,
Africans in the diaspora in the international market to be exposed to your music. And you'd agree with me that only a very few percentage of Nigerian artists have that kind of profile, you know, to have people in other markets who actually aggressively consume that music or really know and recognize them. So that's not sustainable, and that's the word that I take out of what we're discussing: sustainability. You know, you can't have only 2-3% of an entire ecosystem or an entire market making money. So whereas the Burners, the Wizkids, and the Davidos are making so much money, the rest of the park, the rest of the field,
what are they doing?
Are not making money because they are depending on people going to a hotel to buy, you know, concert tickets. They're depending, you know, on revenue streams like endorsements that are not regular. Brands are not making money, so brands aren't spending money on endorsement. I worked as, you know, a creative director for a telco for 4 years, and that telco has always had a history of having on the roster at least 30 celebrities per time. The 4 years that I was creative director, we had between 30 to 40 musicians, actors and actresses, and a couple other people who were neither here nor there. They were media personalities as well, you know, as celebrities who were earning on average between 15 million
in a year,
about 70 million a year from endorsement.
What?
You know, as basic endorsement fee. On top of that, they were also earning revenues from playing shows for the brand. So in a year, some of them were picking up checks as much as 300 million to 500 million. All of that has been wiped. That brand I'm speaking of now doesn't even have up to 3 ambassadors. So the times have changed. If you're depending on selling tickets, show tickets, you know, picking up endorsement checks, all of those have been wiped. So there has to be a pivot for artists towards digital, you know, platforms and being able to effectively monetize those to build sustainable growth for themselves.
Amazing. When we come back, we'll be going straight into you know, how to, you know, build that digital footprint for yourself, because it's very, very important. Like I mean, if not, you probably just saw Gary for a very long time. And also we're gonna talk about you know, artists in Nigeria who solely feel like, you know, these radio plays are not as important as it were. Because I've talked to a couple of artists and they're like, radio, what's our business? We'd rather have it on Apple Music, streaming our music. You get me? So we're going to talk about all of that right here on the show. Don't go anywhere. This is Melvito and Oxley. I hope people are learning something. That's why we set up this platform. We've got Dotun in the house and Bada. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, okay? Ready Radio God hanging out with you 40 minutes down the hour. We've got Bada and Dotun in the house. All right. So the next set we've already established. Now we know who what it is to be a digital artist. Okay. Now how do you? Because a lot of people are very confused as to how to begin. I think it's just about owning that Instagram page and telling people stream my music. All right. How do they go about it? How do you become that digital artist that we're talking about? Let's Dotun here.
So, firstly, I think that most artists need to you need to go back to your drawing board before you start anything. Do you understand? So, you need to come to your drawing board, look at the angles that you want to face. Most people don't know about digital because I think their team is not really efficient enough. Do you understand? To carry that dream. So, as an artist yourself, as the brand itself, you need to have that dream first of all to know that okay, you know what, I want my brand to be outside of Nigeria, because right now you need to know the situation of Nigeria. A lot of people don't stream music in Nigeria. We might think, oh yeah, my friends use Apple Music, use Spotify and all that, but there's still a major population of people in Nigeria that don't even stream music at all. I don't know about DSPs and all these things. You understand? So it's really critical for you to see that okay, if I can't make money like this in Nigeria, let me shift focus. If I have the craft and I have like the content and what it takes, the first thing to look at is how do I share my music out there? What's the promotion plan that I'm doing? Do you understand? Because it's really key. You can't just have like the craft and the talent without like promoting yourself. So it's a major part of like music distribution, getting your music on digital and all that. Promotion is really, really key.
All right.
And most people don't look into that space. Do you understand?
So major investment in promoting your content outside the country.
Outside the country.
So like are there specific platforms that put this that help set this up for people?
Yeah, there are DSPs like he said.
Right.
So I think structurally there's a dysfunctionality within the Nigerian music space that we must speak to, and that's one of the reasons why there's not a lot of focus on digital platforms for artists. You find that in a country with a very vibrant music ecosystem or sector, there's not up to 10 major labels. Do you understand? So we're coming into a trend almost over the last 5 years where an artist breaks out and the next thing is he wants to be a label owner himself. So these people don't have the skill sets, they don't have the understanding, the knowledge of how the music business works. They just believe that once you put out a record, shoot a dope music video, get it on major TV stations, and get radio to play you, and then you start getting shows. That's their understanding of how to monetize music, and you can't blame them. These guys are creatives, So I think that fundamentally there is an over-trivialization, oversimplification of how the music business works. People feel like, once I just have a couple of millions in my bank account, I can just be responsible fully for the business side. That
very important. People
qualify you. You've got to get a team that understands how the music business works and can help you plug your music in the right places. So DSPs are like middlemen between artists or labels and platforms like Spotify, like Apple Music and whatnot. So they understand how that system works from even the standpoint of just, can you maybe optimize your music from a playlist standpoint, or offering your catalogs as a body of work as against individual records? Do you understand? All of that is something that people specifically specialize on. And then again, I think what drives even those who know from taking advantage of all of these sort of platforms or this system, that determines or drives monetization of music digitally is insecurity. A lot of times people feel like they are going to be cheated.
Honestly, I wouldn't lie. I mean, because we've seen stories, we've heard stories, we've heard stories of people like Keisha abroad who till today is probably still paying some sort of debt that she probably did not even know about. All right, it looked like she almost even ran mad because of all of the debts and all of the drama that was happening around her. We've heard from Michael Jackson about how he had issues with Sony and all of that. So I mean, those things would actually scare people from trying to sign, these deals that would put them on the map, as it were. So I mean, we can understand where they are coming from.
Yeah, but it's not their responsibility to understand how these things work. Really, if you have a legal team, rather, who can look through the terms of the agreement that they are putting in front of you, they can prevent you. I mean, the example I give every day is people die on the roads, just trying to get from one place to another. But does that stop you from getting on the roads and getting things done? You have to take precautions. You've got to learn how to drive, and that's what it is, So people get into bad deals. It shouldn't stop you from getting into the right deals. All you need is the right advisory, the right,
right
service, the right team, to look through those papers and be like, okay, how best does this serve your purpose or your ambition? And what are like the right, kind of milestones that you should be setting for yourself and be looking for? The responsibility of a legal team is to get you the best deal out there.
Best deal.
So, I mean, fear shouldn't drive you to a point where you run from what should be benefiting your career.
So speaking of a team, like who should be on your team as an artist? I mean, let's not talk from the I have 30 million in my account, angle. Let's talk from the guy that has just 200k that wants to push his music, even 50k that wants to push music. Who does he need to be on his team?
So firstly, for me, when I talk about team with a lot of artists, I tell artists that if you want to know that you made a great record, don't get your friends to listen to it. Because if your friends are with in this same room with you, they say, man, you bang.
Man, I'm not that French. I'll tell you.
Do you get? No, especially when they see this guy might blow in next couple of years or something. So let's just stick around, groupies. But when you want to get a real team, you need to look out for people that have value. Do you understand? So it comes from yourself. If you know that you have value, you want to move with people that have value. Do you understand? So it goes beyond just getting a lawyer. You need to get a lawyer that understands
the business.
Do you understand? There are a lot of entertainment lawyers in Nigeria right now. There's MC Falaye, there is Foza, there are a lot of people that are doing major stuff. Do you understand? Groundbreaking stuff. So you need to get a lawyer. You need to get your artist manager stands.
Please, sorry to cut you, but let's not forget the guy just had 200k. When will he see? How will he start talking to you? What's gonna be?
So I mean, he has 200k.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
so a team on a budget. Having a team on a budget is what we're talking about. So
sorry,
I mean,
if you don't mind. So I mean, someone asked this very interesting question on a panel I sat on during the week, I think, with Efia Morigwe and Oye at MTN Music. And the person was like, if you had 100,000 naira as an artist, how do you put it to the best use, to get the sort of advice you need? First off, I believe that sometimes artists are just a bit lazy.
Okay.
If you don't have the monies to pay for professional services that can help your career, then acquire some of the knowledge that those people have. There are videos on YouTube, a lot of conferences, a lot of webinars, where people have spoken about the basics. You might not be an expert. You don't need to be an expert. Just understanding the basics will help you. And then again, he mentioned management. I spoke about my time as creative director for a telco brand, and one of the things I found most amazing might make it look like it's a positive thing, that I found the most shocking was how people appointed hangers-on or their brothers as managers. Artists, especially people who, as we say in local parlance, have blown. Their propensity or tendency to appoint some guy who's just been hanging around them all along as manager is shocking. The guy is at best a booking agent. Some guy who picks the calls when people want to,
right,
book you for
booking
shows.
agent.
Someone who says, it's 2 million.
Someone that can argue with price.
We know it's 1.8. That's 2 million. That's what usually people's idea of a manager is.
Yeah. And I think because sorry to cut you. I mean, I was telling somebody, managers in Nigeria almost are not functional. I don't think we have managers in Nigeria. It's usually the booking guy.
Yeah.
The guy who takes. I feel like there's
or like road manager.
I feel like there's more to being a manager than
I've worked
2 million naira
talent management.
So can I just say this thing?
Yeah.
I feel as a manager, just understand that you're not an artist manager. You are a business manager. Do you understand? You're not an artist manager. You're a business manager. So whatever concerns the artist and the business and the music business side, even to the legal team, acquiring and all that, you are the person, you are the brain behind the artist. Do you understand? Sometimes some artists don't have like the direction, or most times, even in most cases, they don't have the direction. Do you understand? So you're the one with the blueprint. Just know that your artist he has the talent, he has the craft, he has the gift, he has whatever it takes to get like 50% of the job done. Do you understand? So the remaining 50%, or even the 100%.
You're being generous. It's not up to 50%.
It's not even
like less than 10%.
It's like 10. Wow. Yeah, it's like that at 10%. So the rest, the bulk of the job lands on you as the business manager. So you should stop referring to yourself as artist managers. You are a business manager.
Artist managers, can you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, so if you don't mind, let me break it down.
Yeah, you were continuing.
The work of a manager, not a rodeo. Like a road manager is the guy who just ensures that everything works smoothly for your artist.
Your rider is there. And all
your business manager, first off, is a brand manager. Okay, someone who puts the brand in the best possible state where it can be monetized. All right, so everything that goes into the look of the brand, the feel, the sound of it, all of those things are the job of the business manager. The manager looks at you and goes like, this way you dress doesn't suit the sort of
music that
persona that we want to push out there. These are the tweaks that we need to make. These are your brand colors. It's almost like how brand managers in the corporate world, the way they function, like your corporate identity manual. They are the guys who draw it up and be like, this is how you sound, this is how you would look. This is how you feel when people touch you. This is what it is. These are the places where you will be found. These are the places where you can't be found, because then those things are not consistent with the brand that we're trying to build. The extent to which you are able to build a monetizable brand, if I could call it that, or a brand that is of value enough to be monetized, is directly proportional to how you're able to do all of that groundwork. If you don't do all of that well, then you'll be depending too hard on the quality of the music making you money. If you look at when Jay-Z became a billionaire, the music contributed just about less than a quarter of that. The brand made the rest of the money, not the music. So it is the responsibility of a manager to build a brand that reaches far and beyond the music. The Will Smiths of this world were winning Grammys, but the brand was bigger than music. He was an actor as well. Look at, in local parlance, look at Fowles the Bad Guy. That's the one guy that you'll be like, whether it's his team or whether it's himself, there is some thought. There is a method to the madness.
There's some intentional work going on there.
That's what business management is about. It's about first crafting the brand, determining what the brand will be, the persona will be, from a look, a sound, a feel standpoint, and then looking for opportunities to effectively monetize that brand beyond the music.
I'm even learning so much.
I was really happy about that.
All right. When we come back, we would go into some more talk. Don't go anywhere. This is still the Alte Show with the Radio God. We've got Bada and Dotun in the building. This is Black Bones with Big Brother. All right, Black Bones with Big Brother. We're still here on the Alte Show with the Radio God. 30 minutes gone past 2 o'clock, and we are deep into the conversation. In case you're just joining us, our topic for today is future of digital artists. Sustainable or not. And on the panel, we've got two amazing, humble, incredible men. Bada, who is the head of VIACOM Nigeria. He's heading VIACOM Nigeria. Owners of BET, MTV Base, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and a couple of others. Also, we've got Dotun in the house, who is the head of digital marketing. Am I correct, Dotun? Head of digital marketing for Trace Ninja. All right. So let's go into the second phase. All right. We established what you need to have in your team. So a good brand manager.
Business manager.
Brand/business manager. Is the road manager still necessary?
Of course, yes. Of course it is.
A guy with 100K.
I mean, for the guy with 100K.
Yeah.
I thought we left the guy with a
Oh, we left you.
He was already left on YouTube somewhere.
Buy data, watch videos on YouTube.
Okay.
I eat some suya.
I mean, but if you want to, invest in the music, so we're talking the brand manager.
You've got to find a knowledgeable person, someone who's got the skill set, or someone who's got the hunger to learn stuff and add value to your music. I think that a lot of times, people surround themselves with people who just want the trips of being around an artist.
Groupies.
That can be very
like
difficult
access to girls, access to shows, backstage. That's what they're attracted to. They're not really interested in the work. The work is burning the candles, pretty much, like staying up at night and reading up everything on music business online, watching everything on music business online, just acquainting yourself with global best practice when it comes to music, is when you have all of that knowledge that you can add value to the next person. What people don't understand is, if I was around someone talented, I already see that there's an opportunity for me to make money for myself with them. The extent to which I'm able to get money as a manager is dependent on how much money they can make. So I don't need to be in the studio all the time when the guy is creating. I just need to spend my own time understanding all of the other pieces, all of the other business pieces. That will mean that when that guy makes his dope ass music, we can take it out there and make the most, get the best of it.
Well, it would not be nice if we don't mention some managers who are doing this very well in Nigeria. I mean, because some people would think that we don't have managers in Nigeria that are doing this. We have Asa, who's doing well with Davido. We have Taye Godwin. We have Taye Aliyu.
Osag. Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
Manager.
We've got Osage, dope managers out there. So we have who's managing Adekunle Gold? I can't remember her name.
Bemini.
Bemini.
She's doing an amazing job.
Amazing.
All right. So if you can get them. But if you cannot get them, YouTube. All right.
Yeah. We then need to grow people. There's also a great guy I know called Ernest Audu. He manages Dija, Crayon, Sadicus, and all those guys.
Oh.
We need to grow more people like that. Knowledgeable people who can sit in the room and discuss music with people from other parts of the world, be it America or the UK, people who know as much. Because here's the thing, my own vision of the music industry, a sustainable music industry, is one that has the best brains, people who chose to do music or do entertainment because they are passionate about it, not because they couldn't find anything else to do.
They put it to music.
Very important.
So these people that you've mentioned are people, in my own opinion, who would cut it if they were in oil and gas or banking. So we're lucky to have them within the music space, and we need to get more people like that who know what is going on, who know what the trends are, who know what the opportunities are for African music, for Nigerian music, so that this success that we're enjoying, this opportunity we have where the rest of the world is listening to us,
right?
It doesn't just pass as a fad or as a phase. It stays consistent, pretty much in the way that the Jamaicans have made reggae music a permanent genre.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. But speaking of reggae, I feel like at some point it went like. Honestly, I feel like
every time reggae goes like this, dancehall comes like this.
Dancehall comes.
Yeah.
They're like fighting twins or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
not the same market.
Same market.
So I mean, whatever they did, we have to do for Afrobeats. We have to do. We have to ensure that the rest of the world continues to listen to us, whether or not it's David or Wizkid or Burna. The next 50 years, 100 years, 200 years,
there's still a focus.
We're still, not just a genre, but a reputable, respected contributor to the music space globally. We need to build those pipelines, and we need more people like that. So if you're a young person out there who maybe is around an artist or who has interest in music and is wondering where to kind of like focus, think about investing some time and understanding the business side of music. And there's a preponderance of materials online that you can avail yourself of.
Free materials. Free materials.
Like in this week, I consumed so much, of this whole business. I can manage one. I'm joking. But all right. So now let's talk about financially. How sustainable is it for an artist to live off, the digital market? Like, can an artist live off digital market financially?
So I feel like right now, with the situation of things like in Nigeria, looking at the market right now in Nigeria, like brother, obviously mentioned earlier, there are just like a handful of artists that are really, really predominant in that digital space. Do you understand? That are making money, that are raking in money from the whole digital thing. I think for a lot of artists, it's really going to be hard. Do you get? Firstly, because
so why do you always shout stream this, stream that? You're not my
brother. So my point of streaming is
okay.
You're supposed to shout. Okay. But you're not shouting in the right space.
Okay.
Do you get? Okay. Like we actively mentioned, yeah, they are just like a little population of people in Nigeria.
5%. Let's put it out there. Let's put out this figure. Yeah.
The remaining 95% of guys are guys that maybe share share via Bluetooth or go to this particular third-party site to download.
I think
and all that.
This okay. I think 5% is even too much for people.
Yeah.
I feel like it is too much because people that share the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I think they are
way
like
more. They are way more.
What?
They are way more.
There are a lot of people.
A whole lot.
And it's weird that our artists do not even know this. They would. I mean,
know? So the thing is, a lot of them are aware.
Okay.
Do you understand? A lot of them are aware. That's why there's no focus on digital for them. It's all about shows. It has always been about shows. Or maybe, I want to do like a little merch, gather small money, do shows, do endorsements and all that. They have never really focused on like the digital side. If they are focused on the digital side, trust me, man, we would have had more advancement than we're having now. Now we're growing at a slow rate, which is, I mean, it's fine. People are getting to know, okay, come, I can subscribe for this a month, do this, listen to my favorite artist, contribute to them, pay them in the little way that I can. You understand? So people are beginning to shift focus. But like we said again, data is like really expensive where we are right now. So it's hard for an artist himself that sees that vision of, I want to go digital, but can't do it because I mean there are a whole lot of things that are crippling like my audience. Do you understand?
So in Nigeria right now it's not one of the most sustainable streams of income.
No, it's not. So first off, this is how it works. Just based on my observation of the reading of the music space. I don't know of anyone who's doing well in the international market who's a Nigerian artist who didn't first start off by being relevant locally. Do you understand what I mean? So you still have to, as much as we're saying focus digitally, you need that local relevance for starters.
Conquer your space.
You need to be a king, in this kingdom before the rest of the world will be interested, in consuming your music. So we're not saying, forget radio play, forget being on TV, don't do interviews, just stay in your house and be pushing, stream my music.
I was going to say somebody, but I'm sorry.
No one, except maybe your family members and your friends, will stream your music. So you still need to invest in shooting that dope music video, putting it on, Trace, MTV Base.
But I mean, honestly, I have heard some things about these platforms, right? And for that guy that has 100K, he will not want to come to these platforms.
So what I'll tell you up front and straight away is that it is unethical for anyone to ask artists to pay to get paid.
To get paid.
I'd say for my platform, you don't even have to come. Just submit your music online.
How long does it take before they
No, to be honest,
online.
Likewise,
we'll process it in a few days. I guarantee you, the music team will download it. They would look at it along the lines of the parameters, the quality control parameters we've set in place. So if your music doesn't get played, it might be because it doesn't meet our standards. We are not a Nigeria-only platform. We are MTV Base is watched in all countries in Africa except South Africa. The Nigeria feed, MTV Base, is called the Rest of Africa feed. The only place it doesn't show is in South Africa. So the quality is the non-negotiable. If you don't submit a video that is dope, it won't get played. It's not because you didn't pay. It's just because it's not good enough. If it's good enough, it will get played. And I imagine it's the same for the other platforms. Now, what these platforms do is to confer the legitimacy pretty much, or the validation that you require to be played on other platforms. And it does work in reverse these days. There are videos that we started to play because they were already doing well online. So if your team still focuses on digital, but digital is along local lines, you shoot a video. I'll use an international example now. So Drake with Tusi Slide. The dance even Kiki, that song, the video was, a carry on of what had happened digitally.
Online.
TikTok, Insta,
Same thing with Lil Nas X.
Exactly. So by the time those videos dropped, there was already a big appetite for the music. So whether or not we liked it, we played it.
You played it. Understand? Okay, but do you guys put out this criteria?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, it's online. It's everywhere. Like
this is the criteria to put
we scream it on our socials. We scream it on our digital platforms, even on TV as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, you don't pay to air your music. Understand?
But a lot of artists do not even know. Okay, so I think you guys should check out for artists that are listening now. Check out their websites to get the criteria as to putting your music on this platform, Trace and MTV Base. Okay, so finally, not finally.
Sorry, before you move from that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so there is a lot. We're aware that there's a lot of imposters out there who are pretending to work for us. They don't work for us. If you're looking to cut corners, maybe your music video is not dope enough, and you feel like if you pay someone, whoever you pay, I can tell you for free, is not a staff of MTV Base, because no staff of MTV Base will collect money from you.
Likewise, that's true.
There is a lot of people out there who are masquerading or pretending to be members of staff. We've seen a couple instances where people paid some guy who's just pretending to be a member of staff online. People do all kinds of things. People pretend to be the IG, pretend to be president.
I mean,
people sell airports. So if you fall prey to those of stuff like that, it is your responsibility. We're not going to take responsibility over that. If you follow the right process, you go on the site, you read the instructions, and you follow it, chances are that if you put a good creative work together, we will play you.
All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, I'll be asking the final question and then we'll wrap it up for today. Here is Fireboy. He calls this one like a do. We'll be right back. This is the Alte X Hot Show with the Radio God. We've got Bada in the building and Dotun. We'll be right back. 45 minutes down the hour. We're still here on the Alte X Hot Show with the Radio God, Lanre Shonubi, and we are talking the future of digital artists, sustainable or not. Definitely. I'm sure you've been learning something. All right, we've got in the building Bada, who is the head of VIACOM Nigeria, the owners of MTV Base, Comedy Central, BET, Nickelodeon, and a couple of others. And we also have Dotun, who is the head of digital marketing for Trace Ninja. All right. So to wrap this all up, you know how some artists in Nigeria have been here for a while. I'm talking Two-Face. I'm talking Banj. These people are literally evolving. All right. How sustainable is the longevity of a digital artist? An artist who only focuses on stream my music. How sustainable? How long do you think, they can last for? I mean, seeing that the internet isn't going anywhere soon. All right. Do you think that is career longevity?
I mean, like you quite rightly said, the internet is opening up more and more, and I believe that Nigeria will become a very viable market for artists very soon. Amen. Once the economy, sort of improves, we hope in the next 2 to 3 years we can shake off the negative impact of COVID-19, the recession from 2015 that we're still, battling with, and the monolithic economy that focuses only on oil and gas. And, the government helps to, build the structures that entertainment media would need to thrive, because we're talking royalties now in other parts of the world. So playing music on radio and TV, there's substantial royalty, nominal income that comes into the pocket of artists, which isn't the case in Nigeria, because even these media entities are struggling to survive, So, so how do you pay royalties when you can't pay staff?
How do you pay out?
Exactly. So
we don't want to mention names.
What are we doing?
so everything is still kind of like down to how well the economy is doing, because it has a resultant effect on the purchasing power of the average citizen who should be streaming. But I just wanted to quickly put something out there, like, if you keep your focus on streaming is only lucrative for those who are doing big numbers, because the way the mathematics of it works is that if you have like 100 streams on a platform, what comes to you is about $57 per 1,000 stream.
1,000 streams.
Yes, as an artist. So
for 1,000 streams, you only get $57.
$100. So for you to make
So why are you
substantial
shouting
money.
stream ABBA?
That's why you need to shout actually.
That's why I need to shout, boys. I mean, all the time that I'm sorry, I don't want to call names, but hey, all the time that he was, saying stream, he didn't get to number one. Like he didn't even get to top 5.
Yeah.
It was so it felt like
because he was speaking to the wrong crowd. So you're talking to Nigerians who don't stream.
Who don't stream.
But look at it, 200 million people, 70% are 25 and under. If those people had money in the pocket, if you have 100 million people,
You'll be making
stream.
money.
Even if it's $57 per 1,000 stream that is coming, do the math. You will be swimming in money.
Making money.
Do you understand? The reason Nigerian artists are not making money and are not mega rich is simply because most Nigerians don't have the purchasing power. That's why I said once the economy changes and people have a few, more naira notes in their pocket. After they've settled all their bills, after they've paid rent, after they settled food,
eating, bought clothes
ahead, they still have some money left. That's when you can talk about people streaming, people buying.
So it's a cycle at the end of the day.
That's how it works.
At the end of the day,
if the economy is not great, people don't have disposable income, and disposable income is where they take from to purchase,
to subscribe to your Apple Music and stream.
Exactly. So
interesting. To even get a phone.
Exactly.
That you can stream the Apple Music from.
Yeah. So once Nigeria becomes viable, the international market becomes complementary. So right now, the primary revenue from digital sales is coming from there.
Outside.
It's an aberration.
Outside.
It shouldn't happen.
Wow.
It should not happen. That should be, the icing on the cake. The cake itself should be from here. And that's what I look forward to in the next 5 to 10 years.
Hopefully. Dotun, final words. Is it possible to stay for at least 15 years as a digital artist?
Or more.
Yeah.
Or more. All I can say is or more. I mean, it's possible, yeah, but let's just look at how the market grows in Nigeria. Do you understand? I mean, we're moving. Like Yankee now, they are doing more than digital now. They are now into artificial intelligence.
With the music.
Into music, do you understand? So there's a whole lot that we still need to do in Nigeria. So we're getting there.
I feel like they've conquered the markets abroad so much. Like I don't know how they understand it so much that we're hearing that the big 3, that's what they call them, are making last year. I was telling you guys off the air. As a last year Q4, we're hearing that collectively they're making nothing less than $22.9 million, right, in 24 hours. Right, for Q4. So I feel like they've hacked the market. They understand how it works. And the funny thing, this big 3, they're also in Nigeria.
Yeah, they're in Nigeria, but they're not making it. They're making money in the international market, and it's beginning to, have an impact on the kind of music that we're playing.
Ripple effect.
So they're beginning to determine the direction of the albums that we're putting out. So
the sound that comes out, the sound
that's the fear. That's the fear that I also have.
Put Twice as Tall side by side with African Giants.
Oh no, let's do outside.
Put Fireboy's new project against his last project. You would see that they had to sacrifice a bit of the local resonance for an international appeal so that they can sell more.
And that's not good. It's really going to affect us in the long run. It's going to be that reggae thing.
And now it moves you away from having
your
stream.
Base. Your base. So sustainably, we need to kind of and I don't shy away from using every opportunity I get on a platform like this to call out to the government. You've got to be alive to your responsibility. There's already a lot that we have done without assistance, but at the end of the day, we've got to fix home because this whole idea of going outside is not sustainable.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope that everybody has learned something today. Do you guys want to say your handles for people?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I know the people that can start hearing you now. I say, boss, how far? Help us.
At Bada by Far. I try to help to the extent to which my time, permits me. At Bada by Far on Instagram, if you reach out, if I can't do it, I could point you to a young person out there who understands how the business works, who might be able to help you. But never shy away from, screaming for help.
Yeah, but that's a great guy, honestly. I'm shocked that he came. I was like, it's a lie. Like when I told people, they're like, are you serious? So great guy. Thanks so much, Bada, for stopping by. Bada by Far is the handle. Dotun, great guy as well.
Dotun of Lagos. I mean, it's quite like very catchy. So you can reach out on Instagram Dotun Lagos. I mean, I'll be happy and willing to help you with pointers, few pointers, people that you could reach out to, like point you in the right direction. You need. I mean, don't shy away. Like Brother said, don't shy away.
Don't shy away. All right. And when you send a message, just tell them we are from Hot FM, that you listen to them on the radio so that they can answer you faster. All right. Thank you guys so much once again. It's been amazing right here on the Alte X Hot Show with the Radio God. Join me same time next week, Sunday. It'll be amazing from 12 o'clock to 3 p.m. Have yourselves a lovely, lovely, lovely Sunday. My handle at Lanre Shonubi on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow us Hot FM _Lagos. The hottest radio station in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, if they told you that there's another one, let me tell you, they are lying, and you don't need them around you. All right, stay blessed. I'll be here tomorrow with Sweet Okpe from 11 o'clock to 3 p.m. on the Lava Lounge. All right, stay blessed, people. This is Beyonce Shatawale Major Lazer. This one is titled already. Stay blessed.